Let's discuss about building your emergency fund. Now you may wonder, what is an emergency fund? Emergency fund or a rainy day fund is nothing but keeping money aside in liquid form, that is either in fixed deposits or liquid funds or your savings bank account, which is easily accessible to you and your spouse in case of any financial emergencies. Now these financial emergencies can be anything like a job loss or a car breakdown or any unexpected event that requires money from you, right? And you need to be prepared for such unexpected events. Some people wonder that, well, in case of emergencies, we can swipe our credit cards. Not all emergencies can be paid through credit cards. Hence, as we always say, cash is king and your emergency fund should be kept in a liquid form. Now, when you're a couple, how much emergency fund you need is the first question that comes to anyone's mind. Now, the thing that determines how much emergency fund you need is based on what kind of financial responsibilities you have and what are the things that you're taking care of as a couple. Where you have more financial responsibilities like taking care of rent, living expenses, groceries and other personal spends, then it is advisable to have your emergency fund, which is 6 to 7 times your monthly expenses. Whereas you're living with your parents and your parents take care of everything and you're only responsible for your personal spends, then your emergency fund can be 3 to 4 times your monthly expenses. Now, as I just said that in case of emergency fund, cash is king. So your emergency fund should be set up either in a form of fixed deposit, basically something that is linked to your net banking. It can be in liquid mutual funds, or you can also keep some money aside in the form of cash at home. You know, as and when the economy is becoming more and more digital, the idea of keeping cash at home has become very redundant, but in case of any emergencies, it's always good to keep some emergency cash at home. And also, when you're keeping money aside in fixed deposits or liquid mutual funds, ensure that both the partners have access to that account. You're both holders of that bank account in which fixed deposit is made, that is, anyone or survivor should be the situation of the bank account, and you both should have checkbooks or access to the account. That would ensure that your fixed deposit is accessible by both the partners and not just one. Now let us quickly see how much emergency fund should our couples keep aside. Well, we know that the two states couples monthly expenses are 80,000 and they are responsible for everything. So they keep aside an emergency fund of 4,80,000 rupees. Whereas Rohan and Pooja from the K3G family are a part of family business. They are not responsible for taking care of other family expenses. They are just responsible for their personal spends. So they keep aside an emergency fund of 3x, that is, they have personal spends of 50,000 rupees. So they keep aside an emergency fund of 1.5 lakh rupees. Hence, that determines how much emergency fund you should keep aside. Now, when it comes to emergency fund for two states couple, we know that they must keep aside 4,80,000 rupees, and being a couple which is doing everything together and equally, they both decide to keep 2,40,000 rupees individually. Now, they can make a fixed deposit of 4,80,000 rupees from their joint bank accounts. So they both have access to it, and that will ensure that whenever there's a financial emergency, either of them can access it. Now, the same is applicable for Ki and Ka. Now, here it gets slightly more tricky where one person is earning and the other one is a homemaker. Ensure that the one who's a homemaker has access to the bank account, not just net banking and password, but that person is the owner or the joint holder of the bank account in which you're making the fixed deposit, or is a joint holder of the mutual fund from which you've made the investment, and they can legally access these things. Because a lot of times what happens is, we just share our debit cards or account accesses, and in case of major emergencies, banks may deny them access to your bank accounts. So to ensure that your spouses, in case of Ki and Ka, have comfortable access to your each other bank accounts. As we discussed in session 1, they should be anyone or survivor bank account holders, and in certain banks you can access your joint account holders from your individual login IDs and passwords, so that avoids any kind of legal hassles or rejections by the bank in future. And the most important thing that you must discuss with your spouse is what constitutes as emergency for both of you. At what point of time do you actually go and access the emergency fund? Now for one couple, say two states couple, a job loss may not be an emergency but a hurdle for a few months, and they may get back on track because they're both earning and they are both helping each other. Right? So they decide that, okay, this is probably an informed decision that they've taken. Whereas in case of Ki and Ka, where only Ki is earning, if there is a job loss or an unexpected demand of money, there is a sudden pressure on that one person who's earning, and hence the emergency fund comes into play. It is very important that you talk to your spouse and discuss and highlight a few situations that could be an emergency for both of you, and in those situations that you would access the emergency fund. On a lighter note, buying the latest model of Apple iPhone or the latest collection of Gucci bags should not constitute as an emergency. Ensure that your emergency is something in which you are in dire need of money for something urgent. So with this, we know that how emergency fund is constituted, where you invest the money, how you invest the money, and in what situations you start accessing that money.